I am going live early today. Hi, everyone. It's Rachel, and I have an important topic, but I'm on my way to a regatta in Orlando, and I have to leave so that I get there before the crazy traffic hits. All those Disneyland people are heading there or for the weekend. And it's my first regatta since I don't even know when, like at least 5 years. Yay, I'm excited. So I have a really important topic. I didn't want to skimp though. I wanted to also go live. So if you happen to catch me, you're here and I can say hi to you. Let me know if you're watching. Say hello in the comments. But I also have a really important topic today. 5 signs that you are stuck in self-sabotage. And I just came up with this week and it really hit me because I think a lot of my clients struggle with this and I'm curious if any of these resonate, 1, 2, 3, or 5. I'm a big fan of 5 signs. I did the signs you know you need a pause, and I think I'm still talking about that now. So these are similar, right? So self sabotage is when you're just not really getting the results that you want because you're stuck. You're in your own way. So this is where I see things going. And so these 5, I'll just count them down. Okay, so number 1 is getting agitated and defensive when someone challenges your work, when someone challenges you. Who's in that camp? Like Miss Defensive. I know that's me. Like historically, I am always on my heels. Like whoa, and like what do you mean? And this could be in anything. It could be work, but it could be anything. And so if you're defensive, if you notice you're defensive, right? You've got your hand out. You're like, hey, no, I'm not even listening to you right now because it's not true and blah 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 blah. Or like, no, that's not the case, and this is why. Like you find yourself defending. It's a defense mechanism, literally. That is self sabotage. When we are defensive, you cannot take in nourishment. You cannot respond objectively. You have like blinders on, right? You actually have like a veil on. You can't even see clearly. So how do you get out of that? Know that you need to get objective. Well, we'll go through that last. I'll just do the 5 signs. So number 1 is you're agitated and defensive when someone challenges you or your work. The second the second sign rather, is that you feel like you need to take over the reins when someone needs help. Like you feel obliged and that it's your job to help. And like so now you end up with more on your plate. You're doing more stuff. You're helping someone out. It's not to say it's not appreciated, but now it's on you. Okay. Number 3 is that you feel like no matter what you do, you can't keep other people happy. So you might have the best intentions. Hi, Rachel Cooley. Hi, Letty. Hey, hey, hey. Woo, woo, in the house. So you might have the best intentions for feeling to like keep others happy, but you're not orienting to your own happiness. You're like putting other people consistently in front of you, right? Letty says that's me. I think that was the second one, right? Taking that reins over from people. Yeah. All right. So that's number 3. Number 4. This is my favorite. You feel like a doormat. And maybe you don't use the doormat word. Maybe you're a scapegoat. You're left holding the bag. You feel like people are walking all over you instead of responding objectively, educating someone, setting those expectations so that doesn't happen, right? Boundaries. But that's a sign. That's self-sabotage, right? That is not serving you. So who's in that camp? Number 4. I know. I feel like all of these have happened to me, and I think we're all susceptible to them if we aren't careful. And then the 5th sign that you're stuck in self-sabotage is that this is the kicker. Life keeps giving you the same scenario over and over and over. Right? So here, like we've all been in relationships where before we were in partnerships or married or anything like that, or maybe this is you now. Like you keep getting the same person in different clothes, like different names. Like instead of Charlie, it's Linus. I'm thinking of Linus. Like instead, it's Lewis. That's probably a better name. I don't know any Linuses. It's Lewis, but it's the same thing. And then you break up, and it's like the same thing. So maybe you're a salesperson, and you keep getting the person who says work has to pay for it. Work has to pay for it, and you don't invest in yourself, right? Like I know I have a lot of those types of conversations myself. I think that is a sign that the universe is trying to get you to grow, getting me to grow, or whoever it is that's in that scenario. And so self-sabotage means you're not changing anything. So the universe is like, let's keep going. We got to keep delivering because Rachel's not getting it, or Joey's not getting it, or Sally's not getting it, right? And so those are the 5 signs that you're in self-sabotage. Because if you're not moving through these things, you're not growing, which means you're staying flat, you're not reaching your dreams, You're probably in a rut or thinking that things will never change. All right, so who's with me? Like I kind of went through those really fast because I'm getting picked up soon, but I'm gonna go through them again and summarize them. But the idea is to catch it, right? Like be aware of these signs of self-sabotage because they're just gonna like that sign number 5 I think is the one that really encapsulates it all. Like they will not go away until you've learned the lesson to move through it and go forward. And that's just a powerful reminder that like, hey, we all have self-sabotage. Like this is the human condition. But if we aren't moving in a way that serves us, and the universe has high expectations for us, you know, like we're so capable. We have everyone here who's listening and in this group and knows your stuff. Like you've got a lot going on and there's so much possibility. And so I think my own belief is that you wouldn't be receiving and getting these things unless you were capable of moving through it. And I know that. And like I feel like that's something you learn and know at a deep level, right? Like your intuition's like, yep, I totally know what you're saying, Rach. Right? Yeah. All right, Letty, we'll see you later. But thank you for joining live. I so appreciate you. And Rachel, be aware, right? Yeah. So this is so critical. And so just to recap these again and what you can do. So we're going back to sign number 1, getting defensive. So the key is, okay, how do I get into objective mindset? And by the way, your amygdala is going like a zillion miles per hour, right? Your like emotions respond 400 times faster than your logical brain, than your prefrontal cortex. So we have to know that the emotions are going to be driving the bus, right? You're going to be like, but I love it. Right? And that's probably what we sound like. So the idea is to like, okay, how can I do something different? So pausing, intentional shifts in behavior can so serve you. And all that means is potentially like what works for you, right? Take a breath. Name a feeling. I feel so freaking angry right now. Okay, all right. And then maybe you get curious. You bring in that curiosity, which I think is so huge, right? So you're like, tell me more. Well, imagine instead of defensiveness and responding ASAP, you're like, well, I'd love to learn what you're thinking about. Like, tell me more. What kind of response do you think that would give versus you letting that blood boil and like lashing out immediately, right? Like it's a whole different conversation. And that's a skill, right? Like that is a skill. It is learnable and doable. It's a matter of practice and support and learning how to do it, right? And that's all I do is like help people do this. And I know I've worked on this a lot myself. Number 2 is taking over the reins to lend a helping hand, right? So you're like the yes person, right? But the idea is that is maybe not your job to do, right? Maybe you're the rescuer in the drama triangle. Who knows the drama triangle? If you know the drama triangle, type that in. That's a huge piece of what I help my clients with because that's just a role that you're playing. And we have a belief that if we don't step in, that person may not like us. We're like that person might fail. We want to feel good because we're supporting them. So here's what to do instead. Instead of like saying that helping hand, pause, right? Like that's the magic word today. Use your voice and set a boundary and maybe say like, I'd really love to help you with this. However, I'm hesitant because XYZ. Or, you know I've helped you in the past, but actually I'm going to try something different and I want to see what you can do, right? Like that takes courage. That takes a lot of skill as well because we're not used to it. Doesn't mean it's not possible, but it's big. It's really, really big. It transforms relationships. Yeah. Okay, the third one, what do we do about the third one, which is really just about keeping other people happy. It's a little bit related to number 2. So here's a thought. What if you were to relate to your own happiness first? And be really clear with what makes you happy, right? Like what brings you joy. Do you feel guilty? That is not happiness. Do you think you would feel appeased and like less guilty if you made someone happy? Like that's an obligation, and that is also a self-sabotage move. Doesn't mean you can't help other people. That's not what I'm saying. But if it's a pattern that you're in, if you find yourself continually saying yes, I'm like helping other people, and then you're not even thinking about you, like why am I so tired? I did all these things. I like helped with this birthday party, and then I went to the park with my dog, and I had to help him, and then I went to the store because I had to buy new shoes, and that was not for me. That was for someone who wanted me to buy them for me, like blah blah blah, right? So the idea is that is not good either because you have to ask yourself first, what would bring me some joy today? Like, what would I want? And what you can do is just orient inward, right? That's internal locus of control. That's a term that I use. I'm throwing out so much stuff today, guys, but I think you can handle it. Internal locus of control is how you can think about your own happiness, as opposed to the external locus of control. Like, what are they thinking? What do they need? Huge, huge saboteur. Okay, and then number 4 is the doormat, right? So like, how do I not feel like that? So here's the idea with that. Instead of just saying, like, maybe not responding, you're just kind of like, okay, this is how it goes. So-and-so's going to use my car again. Whatever it is, right? Instead of that, respond objectively. Like, remember, our thoughts are so clouded with negativity or subjectivity. So the idea is to educate someone on why it's important for you to do something different, right? Set expectations. Expectations, when you tell people what that means, what you're expecting, you're cluing them in. You're doing them a huge favor. You're not giving them, and like, I think that's very different than what we think of. We think like, oh, they're going to be mad at me, or oh, like, I don't know if they need to hear that. Like, whatever that excuse is, it's just an excuse, right? That's a self-sabotage excuse. So here's the idea. If someone asks you to do something, or you want to take something on as a responsibility, you feel like you're holding the bag, whatever that is, respond objectively. Be like, you could use your curious mind again, or educate someone and say no, or you could set expectations. And there's so much more there. This could be like a whole class, like probably a whole year of work. But the idea is that there's different options for you. It doesn't mean you're always there. Number 5, the 5th sign is this whole life giving you the same scenario on repeat, because that's the idea, is like, you're there to learn this lesson, and we don't think that way, right? We're like, why does this keep happening? Which is the drama triangle, right? So the idea is that when we keep finding ourselves in that, first we need to be aware that we're in that scenario, right? And then know that, oh, wow, I could change my behavior and thoughts, and then maybe change what happens as the outcome. So what can we do instead, right? So you can actually understand and be confident in your abilities, right? And be like, you know what? I recognize this situation. This is what I know. Oh, wow, we've been here before, right? It might be diet. It might be taking on new projects. It might be feeling like no one's hearing you at work. Like this applies to so much stuff, everybody. This isn't just, one side of a area of life. But the idea is that at a higher level, and I'll say higher meaning not your logical brain, but more or less like the universe is stepping in, whether you call it the nature, universe, God, spirit, all of the above, none of the above, whatever it is, the wonders of the world, like whatever it is, you're getting taught something. This is a lesson for you. How will you change it? And I'll share my lesson, which is self-doubt, right? So recently I had some self-doubt, and like we all have it, right? That's being human. And I think I mentioned this last Friday in the Pause Live too, but I realized that I was getting dealt the same cards everybody, like all these people I was coming across, and I wasn't able to change anything until I bought into like new beliefs about what I was capable of, right? So like, whoa, like what if let's just take dating, because that's a really easy one. So what if you decided, like, I'm going to date, and this is the one I posted about, I'm going to date a sporty spiritual man. I'm not going to date a dud. I'm not going to date like a meathead. I'm not going to date someone who's just all about work. All of these things that don't qualify. And I believe it. Like, and I know it's possible. And so now my approach with dating is I'm not even entertaining anyone unless they cross out, they match my mark of sporty spiritual. It's just not even happening. And I'll have a conversation and see if it happens on the phone. This is what I did, and see where it goes. And then if it's not there, then if they don't meet my standards for spiritual or sporty, or both of them, like we're not a match. And like, thank you and blessings on your journey, right? And so that's what I mean by belief, right? So when I learned that, when I learned and accepted that there's a new person out there for me that meets my criteria, then that's when I got it. That's when I found it. right? And that's when Sarab showed up. And there were a few other sporty spiritual people too, which was probably pretty awesome, actually. I was like, oh, there's way more than me, and so that's what I'm saying, and that's what we're all working with. So whatever your scenarios are for self-sabotage, really think about these signs, because they're all around us, right? My guess is, as a human person, you have some of these, because we all do. No one's like not having this stuff, in my opinion, right? But the key is, like, do we deny it? Do we not see it? Are we on autopilot? We forget about it, or we don't even notice it? Because then it will never change, and you'll be stuck in the same scenario, right? And so notice these things, pause, intentionally shift your behavior to know that you can have a different world open up. All right, so what are you getting out of this? Type it into the chat. If you're watching the replay, type it into the chat. Tell me what you're thinking, because this is the key, I think, to moving forward in ways that maybe you feel blocked, right? And if you're feeling like you're blocked, or if you're feeling like, holy cow, she just hit on like 5 of my 5 signs. Rachel, how did you get inside my head so easily? That's a sign right there to reach out for some support, right? Like, oh yeah, we could do that. So I invite you to book a call with me, everybody. Book a call. I am around. I want to help you, and I have help and options for you. So if you would like to talk to me, all you got to do is go to what is the URL? tinyurl.com/pause now. And I just looked at that calendar. I've got like a couple slots open. I only have a couple days, but I would love to hear from you, because there's so much to get into, and I want to help you clarify your challenge. Like, let's get clear on what's in the way so you can move through it. That's the key, so that you can transform, because we all have that potential. Literally, the universe is sitting there waiting for us to transform, right? They're like, come on, we've dealt you this hand 100 times and we love you, but will you please do something different? I don't know. That's just my opinion. But what do you guys think? Right, Rachel? See? Yeah. Yes for the signs. All right, everybody. I got to run. Wish me luck in my 3 races. If anyone's a rower out there, I'm rowing what am I rowing? I'm rowing a quad, women's quad. I'm rowing a 8 and a mixed 8. And the wind is supposed to be like 30 miles per hour in Orlando. So who knows if we'll even race. But we'll see you later. Big hugs. Love you all. And have a great day. Happy Friday. See you soon.